Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome everybody. Yeah, I'm down in the basement today. Chilling. Man, today is a wonderful day. For those of you all that don't know, it's 2 years of sobriety. I mean, I think about where I was and where I am now. I think about being a father, which is so important, and that's why we're here today to talk about this thing called fatherhood, but it just so happens to be my 2 year sobriety as well. So what a phenomenal day it is. And I don't know how many of y'all were able to catch my message from yesterday. I got too much going on here. I was trying to change my background, but see, this is what happens when you about to be 50 years old this year. You got all kind of stuff going on. But it's still a blessing. It's still a blessing. We're going to go back to regular. Y'all just going to have to see what I got going on back here. Like I say, it's in the basement. Sometimes we need to just be comfortable in our surroundings. And that's the thing that I'm learning is that, we have to definitely make sure that we take care of ourselves first and foremost, especially as fathers, because we have a lot that weighs on us each and every day. Sometimes it's just the normal things. Sometimes it's things that may pop up. But one of the things here on Fatherhood Fridays I want to start incorporating. And you know what? Let me backtrack. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We have not had Fatherhood Fridays, and I have not seen you all this year. So that was so rude of me not to mention Happy New Year first. So to all my brothers and sisters that are joining in this morning, and it's also Black History Month, power to the people. And I'm not just going to call it Black History Month. We're going to call this Black Mental Health Month, because a part of our history, a lot of times, is things that's been holding us back from reaching our full potential. And I'm not just talking about history as in things that have happened in the past in the world, but history as in things that have happened in our families. And that's where the intergenerational traumas have come into play so much. And even though we may not recognize it or realize it, it's all about patterns consistently going that need to be changed or broken. Let me say that one more time. It's all about patterns that consistently happen that need to be changed or broken. So if, as a father, as a parent, we have to start to think differently. Sometimes we learn that sooner than others. And anybody that ever wants to join in on the conversation this morning, always feel free to hit that button so that you can tap in and be a part of it. It's not just about the comments, and it's not just about what I say. This is truly an interactive time for us to get together and have these conversations so that we can all help each other elevate. Many of you all know last year my motto was elevate, do, say, Trey. This year's Take Off 2024. Hopefully everybody on here has seen some elevation last year and have produced some results coming into 2024. That's what it is about being a father too. It's about growth. We're never going to be perfect. We're never going to be necessarily the best at everything that we do. But as we know, as long as we continue to focus on those things that are right and, should I say, righteous, then we will receive the growth and the benefits that we're supposed to have. I've talked about with a lot of people over the last week, and that's a lot of times what I like to get on here and share and reflect kind of what my weekend conversations look like. And it seems like a lot of times that, we talk about, being blessed and being blessed more abundantly. A lot of that doesn't just come from money. A lot of that comes from our overall lifestyle, which means our well-being as well. It seems to be a consistent conversation that when God blesses us sometimes, and I was listening to a sermon last week, that when God blesses us sometimes, we don't handle our blessings the way that we should. Therefore, we end up back in the same situations, and we always want to challenge, well, I thought I was going to be blessed even more. Well, if we didn't handle that blessing, it could be your income taxes that's coming up. It could be a bonus that's coming up. It could be a new car for your family. It could be a new place to stay. Whatever it is, it may not be what you wanted at that time. But the thing about it is that if we handle that the way that we're supposed to, we will be blessed more abundantly. And we have to keep that insight in every action that we do. And you all know that one of my biggest sayings is, my purpose is my peace. Well, if you focus on that purpose that is in your spirit and continue to not try to figure out everything in your mind, then you will get blessed more abundantly. I am a true testimony of that. As I said, you all know this is my 2-year sobriety, and thank you, Elaine, for recognizing my sobriety birthday. And one of the things that I posted yesterday about my journey, and you all know that I'm very open to share because I never know who may need to hear it. It's not about my fame. It's not about my claim. It's not about Brothers Brunch Foundation. It's about helping people and saving lives. And one of the things that I discussed yesterday in my post was where I was 2 years ago. Many of you all may not know it. I was actually in a recovery facility for alcoholism. And, you know, the blessing all in that, and where I come to this conversation about fatherhood, is my oldest daughter, 24 years old now. She was 22 then. She was the one that came and picked me up from where I was, signed me into that facility so that I can get right to where I am today. Am I perfect today? No. But if it wasn't for my child, I don't know where I'd be today, because I don't know who I would have called to come get me at that point in time. So we have to make sure that as we are raising our kids, that we have to have them in the right mind too, that they don't give up on us. A childhood of dealing with an alcoholic father is not always easy, but that was a lifestyle that unfortunately my child had to go through. Is that a part of both of our testimonies today? Yes, it is. She's so excited tonight to come out to the social sober place, sober social, just to hang out with Dad, have some mocktails, and be there with him, same way she wanted to be with him before, when I may not have been present. We have to remain present, or at least show some type of consistency, or at least some type of effort for our kids, no matter how tough things may get. But a lot of times that brings forth a shift in our mind that sometimes we don't want to do, because we think that we're the father, the parent, the man of the house, and we should be able to do what we do, and everybody should just act accordingly no matter what. But it's truly our role to lead. The other part in that is, I said that my 7-year-old now son is my why. And why is he my why? I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him, because I know how important it is for a son to have a man in his life. I was fortunate to have my father for 50 plus years of, 50 years of my life, because I'm about to turn 50. And I look back on certain things that I can recall that my father did. And as I strive to continue to do the positive things for my child so that he can remember those things, it's not always easy every day. I may fuss, I may say some things sometimes that maybe I shouldn't say, but I'm human. But my intentions are always there to be the best father that I can be. So now, as I've said before, my 7-year-old is proactively in therapy. As a father, I have to make the best choices for my family. I have to know when I have control and when I need to let go. And as me being about a 50-year-old man and my son is only 7 years old, one of the things that I realize is that he's generations removed from me. How dare me think that a 50-year-old man knows what it takes to raise a 7-year-old in today's society? If I do, I'm only passing on intergenerational traumas. And that's what fatherhood is about. Making the right decisions, not for us to be the man, but making the right decisions for our children and our family. Is it always easy? Do I always make the right decisions? No. But it's always my intent. It's always my purpose to make sure that I'm raising my kids in the best way that I can. Any comments? Any comments here? I mean, we're not done. We're about halfway into this. So anybody that thinks somebody needs to hear something about fatherhood or connect with us about fatherhood, please share. Because it's not about my story. It's about changing his story. Because his story will one day be our story. I like what Goal Getter says. Core values are the same. The approach should be different. Amazing. That's the whole thing, is that's the other part I add on sometimes. So that's right on, is that we can teach them some core values, yes. But to navigate through today's society is definitely a different world. One of the things that, I hate it when, I won't say hate, that's such a strong word, but I don't like it when people blame this younger generation on things that are happening in the world today. Because the reality is that those same things happened years ago, but we didn't have social media for the kids to glorify it and to run around and tape the fights and tape the shootings and tape everybody running at the mall. New Edition got beat up at Gateway in Jacksonville. People was robbing for felines all over the world. They came up to my high school shooting back in 88, 89. We didn't have the social media. If the social media was around, guess what? You would have seen all that as well. People getting beat up after every pep rally. But we want to say there's something wrong with the kids. We have not changed how we raise our kids. We have not done anything differently to parent our kids. That's why my 7-year-old son is in therapy, so that he can have someone to talk to, so that I can have someone to listen to, so that I can learn what he needs to truly help him navigate, so that I won't be judging him or limiting his beliefs because of what I believe. Some of you all may have heard me say before that my son, we were going to Chattanooga, and he said we were going to the beach. I said, boy, we're not going to no beach. Stop telling people that. Come to find out, he asked Siri, and Siri told him that it's 14 beaches. Now, what if I would have been a parent that, boy, stop lying. I'm going to pop you in your mouth. Ain't no beaches in Chattanooga. Clearly, even though if they're man-made or not, there's some beaches in Chattanooga, and my son had done his research because he wanted to go to the beach. Think about how many kids today, how many of us possibly right here on this live have gotten told by our parents or elders that ain't no this, stop lying, boy, shut up. Girl, keep your mouth quiet. You don't know nothing about that. At the end of the day, we have to listen to our kids. Our kids are exposed to a lot more than what we're exposed to. So we have to understand, we used to have to go and read an encyclopedia to learn something. If we didn't want to read the encyclopedia, guess what? We didn't know it. Now the kids just ask Siri and they can learn anything that they want to, whether right or wrong, they can get an answer. And one of the things, appreciate that, nephew, I see you, and thank you. Yeah, we just have to do a mind shift, and that's one of the things that we have to realize, that if we want our kids to truly be better than us, if we want our kids to really reach the potential that's greater than us, have a better lifestyle than us. We can't just tell them to be quiet, shut up. We can't just tell them to stop crying. We don't know what is going on. There was a post the other day I posted that, tell them to stop crying, man up, all those things. It's a different world now. And kids have different triggers as well. And think about how many of us could have probably made it further, or even possibly not been as damaged mentally, or had as much trauma, just because we couldn't just show or feel our emotions. So, as Gold Getter said earlier, the core values are there, but our approach must be differently. I wrote a quote a couple of weeks ago that said that gentle parenting. Hold on, wait a minute. It was new parenting. Hold on. We're calling gentle parenting today is not soft parenting. Soft parenting is support parenting. Hard parenting. Now, why do I say it like that? It's not soft parenting, it's support parenting, not slave trauma. Because we have to support our kids. We have to support their emotions. Many are looking at that as soft parenting because we're not just out beating our kids. But think about it. That's what the slave master did. Is that truly how we want to treat our kids, just for them to understand or be able to know something? And remember, put your comments on the chat. Anybody that want to pop in on this conversation, please do at any point in time. Click that add me and I'll add you right in, because this is not about all my thoughts. I need your thoughts too, so we can bring this thing full circle for the family, because this is what it's all about. But like I said, it's time for us to make a change. And that's why I say this is Black Mental Health Month, because our history has truly damaged us. And we have to get past our damage, but also get to the point where we're not taking our kids through the same damage that we have. Talking to my daughter one day, one of the things that we were talking about was changing these generational curses. One of the things we have to realize is that we can't change the generational curses with those ahead of us necessarily. It's a lot easier to change the general curses with those that are coming up behind us. Why is that? Any thoughts on why I said that? Somebody just put a comment on why they think I might have said that. Why do you think that it is easier to change those coming up behind us than it is for those ahead of us? Well, if we have no comments, let me tell you. The change has to start with you. And you have to be that example. By you being that example, those that look up to you, those that you are teaching, those that you are parenting, are the ones that you will have the most impact, because they're still learning. Their minds are still developing. We still have an opportunity to lead. Those that are ahead of us, they have to make up their minds to do different to help us. So we can't think that we can change our parents. We can't think that we can change our seniors at work. We can't think that we can change some of our pastors and leaders. But we can make a difference in ourselves. And we can make a difference in those that are coming up that we can have a true impact on. For these last few minutes, I want to bring it to my favorite saying. My purpose is my peace. When you find your purpose, you find your peace. When you help others to be comfortable, to be at peace, to feel comfortable with you, to see that you are genuine in helping them, to see that you are genuine in nurturing them. It's not about you saying that, well, it's the way I do it. They just going to have to get used to it. That's not necessarily a father. That might not even necessarily be a dad. That might just be a drill sergeant. let's take it to, it might just even be a slave master mentality, because that's all you've been taught from generation to generation, is they better do what I do. You better eat all your food on that plate. You better wash them dishes how I told you to wash them. What is that to the mind and development of a child? Have you truly found your purpose to give you peace so that you can walk in a new light, so that you can be a better light and a better father? So I just want to leave you with that today as a thought, is when are you going to find your purpose? Your purpose in life, your purpose as a father. Are you going to continue to try to figure out everything in your mind, be stressed out, take things out on everybody else? Are you truly going to find your purpose and find some peace in your life so that you can share that peace with others? That's what these 2 years of sobriety have taught me. And like I continuously say, every day is not always easy. Yesterday, I said a couple of things I may not should have said, but I'm human. But I centered myself back to where my peace was. And that's why I'm able to still get on here today. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. 2 years ago, I was just coming off that binge. 2 years ago, I was just a day from being an alcoholic. 2 years ago, I didn't know my purpose. But now I know my purpose. So even when I get disrupted, it's easier for me to get back to my peace. And that's all I had to share with you all today. For those of you all that know that are in the Atlanta area, tonight at 7 o'clock, I will be at Sober Social. It is a mocktail, black-owned spot. Very nice vibe. If you can come out tonight and celebrate with me, 2 years of sobriety, no alcohol. I got some people on here that, hey, have seen me in all types of shape. From work to partners, grew up with, college, everything. They done seen me where, hey, I would have been on here looking a hot mess. But God, I found my purpose and I found my peace. Y'all also go out, check out the Brothers Brunch Foundation website, especially the Eventbrite. We got events coming up next week here in Atlanta, Georgia. Next Tuesday at the Whiteford Clinic from 6 to 8. It's going to be called Fathers, Mending, and Healing. We got some great people that's going to be there just to have conversation. Y'all know how we do it. It's not a panel. Everybody gets a chance to talk. We're going to have some light refreshments there for you. So if you're in the Atlanta area, Tuesday night, Whiteford Inc., DM me if you need any more information. On February the 17th, we're in Jacksonville, Florida. It's the Bridge Walk and Talk. Man, we going to walk the bridge. We going to have some conversations. We going to have some breakfast sandwiches. And we just going to connect with each other just like we did back on the water back in November. Man, that was so phenomenal. I still remember so much I could talk about from there, but we don't have enough time. And then the big event, Black Men Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, Austell, Georgia, at the Riverside Epicenter. We have rented out the bowling alley from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. that morning. No charge, no cost to you. We don't want anyone to be able to miss out anything because there's ever a cost to an event, so it's absolutely free. We will have breakfast. We will have conversation. We will have door prizes, some books around some great mental health and just shifting in life. So come out February 24th. Everybody just, I'm telling you, February is going to be Black Men's Mental Health Month when it comes to Brothers Brunch Foundation because, hey, I want y'all fellas to know you're not alone. I told you my story. You hear my truths. So if you tell me anything, I'll probably still beat you. Love y'all. Thank y'all for all the congratulations on the 2nd year of sobriety for myself. Hey, if it's a lifestyle that you think you might want, just holler at me. We can do it together. You're never alone. Anybody that needs help with therapy, any services to help them with self-care, that's what Brothers Brunch Foundation is all about. We do have some funding to help with that. We're here for you, black men. We want everyone to be well, and we want everyone to be better fathers. With that being said, everyone have a blessed and happy Friday. Yes, ma'am. God is good. I appreciate you, Miss Elaine. Everybody be blessed. If you need anything, holler at me. Outside of that, peace.